Hey everyone. I've just been sitting here brainstorming on different subject matter that I want to share with everyone. And one of the topics that's come to the top of my head is this notion of breaking through. You think about the 4 Minute Mile and Roger Bannister and what he accomplished. He had that vision, that belief inside himself that that was possible, and then he achieved it, and then like 30 something people finished, broke the 4 Minute Mile after that. It's happening in every sport. These limits are being broken. The imagination is kicked in full gear. You see Dara Torres achieving her Olympic dreams even after the age of 40. You see it time and time again in sport, and you probably see it in the business world and political world. I mean, you see successful people, in their latter years, 70, 80, 80 plus years old. Some congressmen in their 90s. And it's quite inspiring, So the mind can do pretty much anything it decides to do. So, what are the elements of breaking through? What is your breakthrough? Well, for some people, it means following through with some profession, vocation, or a sport that they have, a goal that they've set for themselves. They work hard at it, but they don't see that next level. They're trying to break into the next realm of success. And it's said that most people are very, very motivated by seeing progress. But it's kind of a catch-22. You wonder about progress. Like, how do you measure progress? Well, people want to feel progress. They want to feel those sensations of success, but they don't necessarily always know how to get that feeling. And it happens maybe in one moment, but they don't remember it, and they can't harness it, and they can't replicate it. So some of the things that I've thought about is this notion of momentum and ritual. We know that when you're feeling that momentum, it's inexplicable. Each day you're starting to do everything that you've said you're going to do, and then it takes momentum into the next day, and the next day, and then before you know it, it's been a week. And it's been a week of sticking to the plan that you've set for yourself, whenever. And that builds confidence. And that feeling of confidence is really what everyone's looking for. And they want it to last. It's lasting. That is probably the hardest thing about any goal setting, is when you start to feel good, and you start to feel happy, you start to feel like you're going in the right direction. How is it emotionally something that you understand and you can replicate each and every day? And then sometimes, you want to motivate other people, and you think, you get kind of evangelical about it, and you start feeling good, and it's contagious. Other people start to feel it, and they want to be around you, and it's exciting. But quantifying it is a little difficult. And then you wonder about why you fall off the wagon, if that's ever happened. We've all done it. I've set lofty goals for myself and fallen short, and I've had to reset my goals. But the foundation to my understanding the goals that I've set for myself and the results being positive, being lasting and long term, were really the behaviors or the rituals that I've set for myself. So, rituals, when you think of what is your daily ritual, what's your mind ritual? Well, it has to be a mental ritual. What are you thinking? What are you reinforcing? What are you planning? What are you believing? And then what are your daily action rituals in the morning, afternoon, and the evening? So identifying and connecting to those rituals is everything. That's how you get that momentum. You need to define them. So all of this leads to sort of the notion of peak state. That momentum is moving toward that peak level of feeling that is empowering to you. So connecting to your feelings, that's why this mind-body process is not as esoteric as it may sound. There literally is a mental process connecting to that feeling, correlating that to a ritual of thought and physical action, and at the end, you are realizing and living that peak state. And I hope that's informative enough for you. So I'm really looking forward to hearing some of my clients or anybody who's interested in this video what their breakthrough is, what they're looking to do to break through, or if they've had a breakthrough, tell me why. Shoot me an email or give me a call, 917-407-0471, and I'd love to hear about your story. Okay? Take care.